Ew, Pokemon is about right. Evening, everybody. Welcome to the third ever Q&Asa, where the past, present, and future of gaming are all going to converge and we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to. Because this little show is just a big conversation between me, between you, between each other, talking about all the things that we want to. Mostly gaming, you know how it is. Oh dear. So yeah, good evening. Let's start like we always do. By talking about what we've been playing, and I'm gonna do the usual, and I'm gonna lean heavily on all of you to tell me what you've been playing. Cats, you've been playing cats? That's a weird thing to say. There's lots of games that feature cats. I'll give you that much. Is there a game that's just called Cats though? I don't know. Talk to me. Tell me what you've been playing, and I'll tell you what I've been playing. This is Q&Asa. So if you've never been here before. Seems unlikely because I didn't tell anybody that I'm doing this. So really it's just going to be regular people that are always here that are here again. No notification. Yeah, I know, it's a secret. It's a secret. I don't want anyone to accidentally like find it and show up, you know, so I didn't tell anybody. It's not strictly true, but there's a game where you play as a cat on the Quest 3 store. Yeah, I'm sure there is. The world doesn't need to know any such thing. The world had their chance. Now everything is secret. There is, I mean, a VR game where you play as a cat and just knock stuff off of shelves and things, right? As far as I know. There's cat pirate games and cat cyberpunk games and cat eugenics is obviously a cat game. Like, there's loads of cat games, right? Stray was not good. Craig. Stray, I've never played it, but I can say with absolute authority that it wasn't good because it was a stealth game. So, it was always stealth mode? Nah. Anyway, tell me more stuff. So I've been playing some games. I've been playing Dark Souls 3 still, and not that much else, but a few other things. Quite a lot of Dark Souls 3 though, because I did a bonus Dark Souls 3 stream at the weekend to fight the fabled, unnamed Bellend, whatever he was called. Some boss fight that was supposed to be one of its more challenging. I mean, you played Super Battle Golf yesterday with randoms. Can you not practice everything? Because how are we supposed to play that again if you know what you're doing now? Ruined it for the rest of us, you have. Ruined it. It was great. Super Battle Golf is another one that I have played because we played it for the community games. That actually did happen for once. We played it for community games at the weekend. And you're so powerful. What have you done? What have you done? And we played it the weekend and it was a good laugh. I do think that it is like straight up lifting the Mario Rush golf game. I've never played the Mario Rush one, but I think it's exactly the same thing, or same concept. But it works, and this one is like £5 instead of 70, so that works as well. So we all jumped on it and we ran around playing golf, and hitting each other with golf clubs and rocket launchers and golf carts and landmines and all the other things that it has in it, which works. So if you're looking for something silly multiplayer to jump into, that's probably worth a go. You never played the Mario Golf game? I never did either. It was just when I saw it, I thought it looked quite good. It was one of those ones, like so many of the Nintendo like party games, it's one of those ones where I look at and think, oh, that would be good for community games. I'd love to play. The current tennis one looks really good for community games, and Mario Party Jamboree or whatever looks really good for community games. But you can't get a group of people to buy a £70 game to turn up on a Friday, so they never end up happening for us. I can't get them. I don't have those games. I look at them and think those would work really well and be fun. Bunch of people have Mario Kart just because it came with a console, but that's about the extent of it. So if Nintendo are going to make good games and then wait for someone to kind of copy them at a fraction of the price, then so be it. I'll play the knockoff. And Super Battle Golf, that might be really disrespectful. It might be that the Nintendo one doesn't do anything near as good as this game that we were playing at the weekend. But Utago, what are you talking about? I don't know what that means, so I'm not angry, because how could I be if I don't even know what it means? You would like to play the Mario Tennis game, but it is expensive. Exactly. It looks like it's probably good, and I hear like its relatively high level play is good as well. Hey, get off my screens, Nox. This is a show where we talk about games and when my cats cause chaos and make things difficult for me, which is good, right? Makes it more interesting. People like cats. It's just at the moment only I can see them and they're being a pain in the butt. And actually one of them standing right in front of chat, so I can't see what you're saying. Get your butt off my TV. All of you. Show you the void boy. I can't, he's just out of range. I've got too much clutter in here to go and get him really, so he'll jump up at some point, you'll see him, don't you worry. Don't worry. Evening all cooking at the moment. What are you cooking, Gronick? Wait, not in there. One thing, you'll die. Two things, those are expensive graphics cards. Anyway, I'm long. Yeah, that's the problem though. If I move too much, then I'll knock all kinds of shit. I'll cause more chaos than the cats did. Nox is in nitrogen oxide. No, Nox is in like Latin nighttime menace. But also, yeah, nitrogen oxide. Why not? Why not? Knocks things over, that he does. As do I. He's not too bad for that. Anyway, back to the game stuff. Dark Souls 3. Played a lot of that. Killed the Nameless King guy. He wasn't necessarily more difficult than the Dragon Armor guy I killed the stream before. I think I am approaching the kind of natural end of that game, which is a positive. I'm enjoying it very much, but there are many more things to play as well. So I will get to the end of that. I'm going to be playing Dark Souls 3 after Q&Asa today, after having some food. There'll be a small intermission, you know. I'll jump back on there and start pushing towards the end of the base game. But it does have a bit of DLC that I'm told I probably should try. Not enough good tennis games. How many do you need? You got Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast, and I don't know. I think that'll do, to be honest. I don't think you need any more. I guess the Dreamcast and its like online infrastructure is kind of done and dusted. So yeah, maybe we could use some fresh ones. I don't know. I like the Mario one. Looks good. I know it's got its element of silliness. Exactly, Dave Mac. That's what we were just talking about. The fact that it's probably good, but you can't entice people to spend 70 quid on a Mario Tennis game that will play for 10 minutes on a Friday and then forget about. I can't entice myself to. I want that game, it looks fun. I don't care for the campaign. Nobody cares for the campaign. It's a multiplayer game. It's expensive. So, as are most games, but not Super Battle Golf. Super Golf Battle? Whichever, you know. The game we played at the weekend. Oi! Why over there? You got a lovely table over here. Yes, that game is coming soon, and the other one that people like on the Nintendo one, where you run your Miis around the beach, or whatever that's called, but that looks like nonsense. Yeah, that is another game that I will not own. I do want to use the Switch more. I want to play a lot more, actually. In general, I want to play a lot more Japanese RPGs. That's my current thing. I want to carve a little space in my Souls games to play some of those, because I have a massive backlog just of those to get through. I've got a whole... It happens all the time. I've got a massive list of games that I want to play immediately right now, and I never get around to playing any of them at all, but I will. You're looking at what is available on Steam Next Fest. Well, oh, you prick. Yeah, run away. What'd you do that for? My lights just changed. It's because a cat just knocked the lights over. And actually it's kind of better like that, so I'm going to keep it where it is. Thank you very much for that one, little wolf. Fire... Red Leaf, no, that's old Pokemon stuff, right? But it's, yeah, same idea. So I mean, it's talking about Steam Next Fest, which is a celebration of all the games that are coming up on Steam. So you've got a load of demos and nonsense like that, which is nice, but I want to play like Steam Previous Fest games that I already own, that are sitting in my Steam library ready to go. Little wolf, yeah, he's just knocked the massive light over. They will, at some point, get bored of exploring in quite the way that they are now and be a lot easier to have in this room. I'm trying to train them in because I want them to be in this room, because they'll make me a world famous streamer if they just sit on that table behind me. I'm going to exploit them. If they're going to be like cute and stuff, then they can earn me a Twitch following. So get on the table, right? Get on the table. Arrgh. It's not working though. Let them lick my face. Oh, like, I can't. They're busy exploring the desk and the PC and the wires. Nox appeared, yeah. Yeah. Part of it is my fault, because I do still desperately need to tidy this room. And then they would be less chaotic. There would be less for them to interact with and knock over, and less problems to cause. So what have you found on Steam next, Festamine? Is there anything that I should desperately try out? Superglue? Ah, Dave Mac, I like your thinking. Except, they do have a tendency to defecate. So, if you can give me a solution to that, maybe I'll glue them to the table. Guess who found their microphones recently? Well, that's plural, Harry, so it's you and Sean. Is it finally going to happen? Are you coming back? Riley accidentally made a great reaction image. Okay. Okay. Reacting to what? What's happening? So Fire Red, Leaf Green, you're not getting them, are you? The old Pokemon games. They're like 20 quid each or something. And they're just old crusty Pokemon games. And as far as I know, Pokemon games like layer on top of each other anyway, don't they? So what's the point of playing the old ones? Riddle me that, I'm curious. Because I thought they typically, like, you carry the Pokemon forwards and you layer mechanics on top of it. And you want to play that one in Spanish? Okay. Okay, fine. Come here. £20 for a Pokemon game you can download as a free ROM to your Android phone. Yeah, well, you could. Craig's going to be getting one of them as well. Why? Explain to me. Evening, Wix. Momentary pause while I see what's happening next. What do you have to? Not the keyboard. You'll end the stream. Hey. Not that either. If things go weird or if I get cut off, it's Cat's fault and you can't blame them. Can't be mad at them for long. Get treats. That's not a bad idea, actually. Because I did keep some for that very purpose. But Wolf has them right now. Oh. Let go of the packet. Let go of the packet. Let go of my foot. Ah, no, they can't have them. You and Sean are going to get into game dev for some small indie projects and doing some dev blogs alongside it. Yes, I'm also. Game dev is what I do in my spare time. Haven't spoken about that for a little while. How my progress is. Hey. No. No. That's silly. Come here. Oh, I dropped him. Stuff may go a little bit wrong there. Yeah, no, I just have gaps in my PC and Nox just tried to stick his head in one of them, so I had to grab him. Toxic Commando, Speedrunners 2. Nobody's played Speedrunners first with me yet. Planet of Lana 2, Replace Divinium, Froggy Hates Snow, Slip Skid, Super Meat Boy 3D, Sprint City Brawl. They're all the ones that you're intending to play, are they? Harry, you want to start simple in something like GDevelop to get a few ideas out quickly and then move on from there. I was talking to someone about that the other day, actually. That's the typical advice for people trying to make things, is to put together some simple stuff to get through, like the process of completing, realizing an idea, completing it and releasing it. I'm not doing that. I'm going straight into the game that I actually want to make, and it's too ambitious to get very far very quickly, but I'm having a good time. I'm learning a lot, and some things are coming together and some things seem out of reach, and I don't know how I'm going to tackle them until I get to them, but I will tackle them. I will get there. There's little things like I've not particularly started audio yet. I have started audio in that there are some sound effects in there in certain places that were necessary, but like the idea of putting some sort of music together, I can't do that. I'll never be able to do that. So at some point I'm going to need to get somebody else involved to add the flourishes that I'm incapable of. Obviously I could just like go on the internet and get some AI music, but I don't really want to do that. You tried to summon James for Final Fantasy XIV talk. FCW, the game that Luke recommended. Excuse me, The Eternal Life of Goldman was fun and great looking. Yeah, I've seen recommendations for that around as well. Harry, hardest part of anything is just finishing something, and you feel like GDevelop has the simple tools to allow you to explore a few ideas before we nail down the full idea. I don't actually know GDevelop. I like Godot. I don't use it, but I just like to say it to upset Amin. Godot is the popular indie one at the moment. I'm using Unity myself. Just because I've got so far that it's hard to move across. You're upset? No, I was trying to upset Amin. I told you anyway. Godot is my branch of that engine, where the only difference is that you have to call it Godot. But it's open source, so I can branch it however I choose. I am a Godot. Thank you. I'm not even using this engine, I'm just mispronouncing it to upset people. So have you already started, Harry? Have you opened it? You have a massive advantage of Sean being good with art, right? That's helpful. I'm not saying you're not good with art, but I know your old podcast, it was Sean for the fancy graphics, right? Right. Or I've misunderstood entirely, but I envy that because that's the skill that I entirely lack. Anyway, what else is going on? Tell me more about games. You're the ideas man. Sean is very good at literally everything else. Can't be the ideas man. Ideas are easy. Everyone's got ideas, and everyone thinks their ideas are good. You gotta be learning like an aspect of it aside from ideas, right? Right. You're just downplaying your contribution there, I'm sure. Anyway, tell me more stuff. Best games. Let's talk about. There's been a fair amount of like gaming news that people have been going on about. Obviously, the Microsoft stuff is at the forefront of it, so we might as well have some of that. Did I talk about all the games that I've played? Close enough. Did I talk about the game that I'm making? Oh, I've got some big decisions to make on there in terms of the feel of combat, because the systems that I've got in place could fit in many ways, many different styles of game. Don't play Indica, it's not very fun. I had that, so Darge used to recommend that ages ago, but it's only supposed to be like 4 hours or something. 4 or 6 hours, like a short thing. Oh, it so looks like the table's going to fall over when I see it on screen, but it's not. It's sturdy, I hope. Someone play some combat music. A very wobbly cat tree. It looks it, doesn't it? But it's got a pretty wide base. I think it's fine. I think they enjoy the wobbling. FCW, you enjoyed Indica, but it is very short. Very short is a good thing though. That's a positive. Cats are going to kill me. No, they're not. They love me. Probably. More or less. Don't know why, but... So... Microsoft, eh? Got rid of Phil Spencer, got rid of Sarah Bond. What do we all think of that? Painful Discourse, you're playing Still Rising while you wait for Legacy of Kain and Defiance Remastered. Defiance Remastered next week. How are you finding Still Rising? That's supposed to be more of a kind of B-tier Souls game, right? And I mean, you've been watching a lot of Counter-Strike 2 esport matches. Do you watch them just out of admiration, or are you trying to learn from the people that you're watching? Are you trying to become a better Counter-Strike 2 player by watching the pros? Still Rising is okay. What are you playing it on? Death for being crushed by a weird stone thing. No, I've got quite resilient bones. I'll be alright. That thing's not that heavy. They're gonna ruin my my Final Fantasy poster thing before they kill me. But it's fine. Like, them being on there is a good thing. It means they're not breaking things. For the time being, it won't last. They'll break things again soon. You like robots, so it fits and you're playing it on the Series X. I miss my Series X. I want to play Final Fantasy Tactics, but my wife is playing Rune Factory of some kind. One iteration of that, and I have to wait until she's finished. Fortunately, I have plenty of other games to get on with in the meantime. But I have I got like Xbox vouchers to spend specifically on that game that are sitting around somewhere, and it's not on the Xbox platform on the PC, so I have to wait for the console. And that game would suit the console anyway. They might straighten the posts. That's actually impossible, Dave Mack. Phew, James has arrived. Thank you, James. How's the fishing? That's my only question. And then what's up? You donut. Okay, there was a cat on my shoulder. It slightly made me jump. You did it. Okay. You straightened my posters. Thank you. So, anyway, where was I? Phil Spencer left, retired. Been hinting and like moving towards it for a while, although Microsoft quite heavily denied it at some point in the middle of last year. Said he was going to be there for a long time, but he was not. He has gone. He has stepped down graciously and been given honourable words and parting gifts from Microsoft. He's going to stay there and advise in the handover until like August or whatever. And Sarah Bond, on the other hand, has had an axe embedded in her back. Been told, or not been told, but been blamed for every misstep the Xbox brand has made. Every perceived ill was her fault. She forced it through. Nobody else in the team was on board with it, but she insisted, and now she's gone. She was never a real gamer anyway. Phew, what a relief, and all of that kind of stuff that seems to be the narrative that's being spun up. And they brought in AI lady, right? It was weird because when the story broke, it was IGN that broke it first, and the headline that they went with said that Phil Spencer was stepping down and had been replaced by an AI exec. And I was immediately like, oh, like that's an AI executive. You've got like a large language model co-pilot running the Xbox division, but it's not what they meant. They meant that she had a history, or her previous position at Microsoft was an executive position in their kind of AI side of the business. She has taken over. Asa, or I don't know how it's said because it's so similar to my name, but I've not actually heard it out loud. But I'm going with Asa. She's in charge now, and Saitama was saying on Discord that she suddenly has a lot of Xbox achievements that were all acquired within the space of like the week that she was put in position. Why are they saying all these bad things about Sarah now? Well, gaming with passion, it's convenient if you're having a shift of leadership, and there's obviously been some failings at Xbox, or they wouldn't both be going at the same time and picking their new direction or whatever. So it's convenient to pin them to someone, and I think Phil Spencer tried to pin it on himself a couple of years ago and was unsuccessful because people like him too much or whatever. So they decided Sarah, yeah. They're not fighting, they're having a lovely time. And she's like not able to actually give her side of the story at all, because presumably she'll lose a massive severance package if she does. So yeah, pin everything to her, off she goes. You like Phil as he saved Xbox after Xbox One. No hard feelings for Sarah, but you can't give her flowers here after backing Asian Games getting back to Xbox as it was her push. Wait a minute. You can't not give her flowers. Oh yeah, because she was supposed to be instrumental in romancing Sega and all that kind of stuff, right? 19 is very old for a cat. So probably doesn't fight other cats these days. But yeah, I mean, the thing that has come out of this and been made very clear though is that none of these people are who they appear on social media, right? And this is the most awkward thing at the moment, because the new one, the Asa one, is interacting with lots of people on social media, trying to assure them that Xbox is going in the direction that they want, and they're going to have consoles and games and exclusives and the Xbox 360 blades and all of this kind of thing. She's never heard of the Xbox 360 blades, but much like Sarah Bond, and this came out of the aftermath and the talks from people, as Phil and Sarah were let go, apparently Sarah Bond's social media team that run all her social media accounts, so LinkedIn and Twitter and all that kind of shit, didn't know that she was leaving. And carried on like normal, and there was like a LinkedIn post about something Xbox were doing in the normal kind of day-to-day business as usual fashion that they run. But that's quite revealing in itself, because whoever people thought they were talking to on social media was never her in the first place. They have dedicated social media teams, not like an intern that's just helping them craft their persona or whatever, like just like fill in the gaps and keep their social media accounts busy, but a dedicated team to fully craft a persona and put them in front of people in a certain light and pretend they are things that they're not necessarily, which is seemingly what's happening with the new one. As there seems to be a very concerted effort to build a profile as a gamer for her across social media right now. And people don't seem to be learning because they seem to be interacting as if it's their new parasocial best buddy. Very strange. Meanwhile, Seamus of original Xbox fame says that Xbox are clearly sunsetting the brand and getting rid of it. Which is also an interesting take. What do we reckon on that one? He knows the business. He's worked for Microsoft. He's a founder of Xbox. He's been in executive positions. He's followed the gaming industry for 100 years. And now he's saying Xbox have brought this Asa on to sunset the brand. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? Painful Discourse, you're not writing her off, as her speciality is user acquisition. In all her previous jobs, she was reportedly great at it. I don't care about parasocial stuff. Yeah, I don't care about the parasocial stuff. I just find it corpo slimy. Corpo slime makes me go, yeah. As it should, but other people just lap it up. Very strange. It's weird. You found him again, did you? Yes. It's weird because I've seen others, the people that have been like close to Xbox in the past have been already like rushing to a defense, saying it doesn't matter if she's never played games in her life. You don't need to be a gamer to run a gaming company. And it's an interesting little conversation to have. Because on the one hand, you can definitely be a very successful executive without having much of a clue about the business that you're running. On the other hand, none of us care about whether they're successful for Microsoft or not, right? No one cares if they make loads of money. What we want is for cool games to keep being cool games. You're not writing Asa off, but you believe she's good when she takes good actions. Yeah, everyone should be judged on what they do rather than this kind of patchwork background that people are trying to piece together because nobody in gaming knew who she was prior to this move, right? So, who knows who she is? But all I know is that they're building a weird corpo slime profile for her. It's not necessarily her fault. I'll open the packet for you if you give it to me. They found their treats and they're just running around with the packet. They can't get to the treats and they won't bring it to me, so they can't have the treat. You weren't a delivery driver until you tried it. Give her a chance. Absolutely, James. She's got a chance. I'm not like in a decision-making position to give her a chance or otherwise. But she's been given a chance, right? She's got a chance, and we'll see. See what happens there. What do we think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, James? What changes are we going to see from the Xbox side? Is everything still on Xbox? Are we still going to get those ad campaigns? Are they still pushing towards cloud and other platforms? Are we going to see some exclusives? Are we going to see a new dashboard? Are we going to see more acquisitions? Are we going to see studio closures? What's going to happen? Are we going to see... I don't know. Most important thing is if she trusts the people... most important thing is if she trusts people in the know and wants to learn what is important in the Xbox structure. Well, I mean, we don't get a choice on that, Wix. We're going to give her time. We're not going to see otherwise. I think, from observing the Sonys and Microsofts and stuff from the outside for a number of years, I think it's fair and reasonable to be apprehensive of suits in charge of gaming. Because we've seen it with the Jim Ryans and the Don Matrix and all of this kind of thing, that like the corpo drive isn't necessarily aligned with the player drive. And it's Microsoft, you know, there's going to be a lot of pressure to get a lot of money and change things into their way of thinking and their line of business, so. But we shall see. It'll take a while for us to see any of the outcomes. Yes, it will. Herman. Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time for, like Amin was just saying there, it takes a long time for the executive direction to really take shape and bear fruit. At the moment, the stuff that's going on at Sony that's gone so wrong with all of their service games, there's still a little bit of like, they can still pin a lot of it on to old Jim, even though Herman was apparently quite the cheerleader for the service direction. But it'll be the same with this Asa. Like, there'll be a good 2 or 3 years of pin the blame on Sarah Bond if they want to. These were the old strategic decisions. Like, all the games that they decide to greenlight or otherwise were from those days. So the hardware that they've already got in the pipeline was from those days. So if it don't work out, you can blame whoever you want. Boozy, how's it going? Good evening. What have you been playing? And Luke, evening to you as well. Her first action should be to bring back Brute Force, but yeah, that would be a drop. Nobody would notice. But yeah, so maybe, I mean, the thing that gets me is through all of the past years of acquisitions and all the rest of it, when they got Bethesda and ZeniMax and they got Activision, Blizzard King and all these kind of things, I've always seen from the outside that like Phil and Sarah and maybe Matt were like at least trying to push in a direction that suits us as people that use this brand and platform. Because I'm not saying they weren't executives trying to make money for their company and all the rest of it. I'm not saying they were necessarily like team players on our side, but you always got the impression that they did at least know what it meant, right? At least know what we like and talk a good game and push in our direction and like have that corner in the executive board meetings at Microsoft. Hey, leave that alone, you little prick. Why is a mouse wire so appealing? I know I should have a cordless. It's all the more reason to get a cordless mouse. I'll get this cat to leave it alone. Yes, Isla, well done. How did you know? No one's heard of that game. If Bluepoint pitched a Horizon game, they would still be a studio. Maybe, depending on when. There was already a Horizon service game in the works, right? So, too late. And I think pitching a multiplayer game or whatever, or any other game off of an established IP, isn't really them pitching it at that point. But like, everyone's already had those ideas. Anyway, I talked about it before. Yes. Buy the new Supertech mouse called the Logitech Super Strike 2. Okay. Oh wait, sorry, I thought you said you were going to buy it for me. Evening, Replicant. We're just talking about Microsoft and the stuff going on over there, just briefly. Herman's responsible for Horizon, right, before he moved into his broader role, so that's fair enough. I also like the Horizon games, mostly. Not sure about this new live service one, but the mainline ones, I'm a fan. Anyway, what else? So that's all happening. Microsoft are doing some things. We don't know what things. We'll find out over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll find out. So long as, going back to what I was saying earlier, what I've always said is when they were acquiring these studios, it was fine and nice and good. Like I was... I could relate to the perspective that it means you get these good games on Game Pass now, right? I understood that. Understood that like it's a difficult concept. The benefit was fairly clear. But I always said at the time, like, my issue with the acquisitions is that when these people leave, when you haven't got Phil there anymore, when Microsoft changed direction and pivot, they now own Blizzard and id Tech, like id, and like all of these freaking awesome... Cat got my tongue, have I gone quiet? No, it seems to be fine. Everything's working. Tales from the Crypt with the very belated first. A very belated first. It buffered because you're in Tesco's, you donut. Now I've forgotten what I was talking about. You're not in Tesco. You said you were going to Tesco. I read that earlier. Blizzard is on fire in a good way lately. Well, yeah, but, you know, who knows what happens next with Microsoft's Corpo AI branch in charge. So, not knowing the OSG was driving you to Tesco, I don't know what that means. I'm hungry now. Is it nearly the end? Yeah, I think so. Sony closed Bluepoint. That was a shame. I've got nothing insightful to say on that. That sucks and everybody knows it, and I don't need to repeat what everybody else has said. You don't put much weight on her previous role being in AI. What do you mean you don't put much weight on it? You mean you don't think that that's of much consequence? You don't think that she's going to turn Xbox into an AI shithouse? Or you mean like you do hold that against her? Seems the main thing now is not being a single game dev. No, I love being a single game dev. I'm staying like that. Driving you crazy like a broken foot. No, not yet, but I gave you... that was two choices. You think... So you're not holding it against her, is that what I think you're saying? That there's the potential that she'll do a wonderful job and understand the mission and not fill everything with live service microtransaction dark patterns bullshit. AI cuts everywhere. Is that 2D zombie game out? There's loads of 2D zombie games that are out, but not the one that you're thinking of. I don't know when that comes. I've not heard anything of it for a while. What is out now? I mean, obviously Resident Evil comes out this week. I'm not going to play that soon. Everyone's quite hyped about it. Good for them. I'm sure it'll be great because Capcom are still on fire all the time. Painful Discourse, you meant having more things in development at the same time for the Corpo Studios. So far, at least going back to last year when they had like South of Midnight and things like that, I was very content with what Microsoft were doing with those studios to some degree. You know, I liked that they were... Like Hellblade 2 was an unpopular game, but Microsoft putting this kind of unpopular game out was what I want them to do with these studios because they've got the money to be able to. Now, I don't know, we'll see what they do next, right? We're not going to know for a long time what kind of stuff they're investing in. Obviously, Matt Booty was largely responsible for that kind of thing in theory anyway, so maybe it's going to be business as usual and we'll still get like good versions of Doom and all the rest of it going forward. Hard to say at this point in time. AI is not much older than 18 months. You can do a lot in 18 months. Wow. I can't. There's no way she's not as a primary task at leading the transition into the crazy AI world. I mean, if her history is in product launches for like Meta and whatever, Instacart or whatever it was like that, if her history is driving user engagement, she's obviously not going to be saying no though, is she? If Nadella comes along and says like, oh, I want 40% cut in staff, these jobs to be replaced with Copilot by June, you'd imagine that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying that is what's going to happen, but she's not likely to push back against that. I know she said on Twitter or whatever that it's all human art and they're not going to make short-term gains with AI slop, but if she's told to, then you'd think so. Because why wouldn't she? I don't know. Don't have time for conspiracy theories. She's only had an AI post for what? 18 months? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah, we will find out in time, but not quick time, right? So the stuff that's going on at the moment is slime. I don't care for the profile building that they're doing for her, and I'll be pleased when that comes to an end. I know it won't come to an end, but at the moment it's all there is to witness, all there is to absorb is how Microsoft build a public persona for their executives, and like, that doesn't do anything for me. I don't care about that. That can get to fuck, and we'll wait for actual results. An actual direction. Dave has just sent you a picture of his cocoa-dusted Bojangles. Delightful. Delightful. Evening, Baz. How's it going? Isla, what did I promise? Oh, that zombie game you're talking about. I'll play it at some point. I'm really, at the moment, quite intent on carving out some time for some Japanese RPGs. Starting with that, probably... no, starting with one of the ones that you've already made a thumbnail for, or maybe Unicorn Overlord. There's many that I want to play. I can't remember what the zombie game was called. I can't help you. Vampire Crawler's demo is out now. Just about to try it, and you're going to see me in 200 hours. Boozy. It doesn't actually appeal to me, that one. The card game one. Now, in theory, like, Vampire Survivors was so successful because they have a very good understanding of, like, a dopamine loop, right? So maybe you are going to lose 200 hours to this demo. I'm probably going to try to avoid touching it just in case I lose 200 hours because I've not got them to spare. Wish Phil all the best. Hopefully he stays in the industry to some degree. Probably. And that's not to the wishing him all the best. Like, by all means, wish him all the best. Yep. Saying you do get the impression from the outside. He's always had a silver tongue and said the right things to the right people, but I do think he was pushing towards mostly things that are good for us. And he was well liked everywhere from inside and out, so... Yes, all the best to him. Whether he stays in the industry or not, I don't mind. Like, whatever's best, you know. I think he was in like Microsoft's gaming side of things for like 38 years, wasn't he? Or wherever he started at Microsoft, he was there for 38 years. So if he wants to go fishing or something, then so be it. Tree surgery. That's what I reckon he's on. But you only know the last one was very addictive. Yeah, but it's a very different... Like, this is a card game deck builder thing, right? And yes, if they know how to make something addictive, it's quite likely that it will be. Neither Pixel Slapper. This is basically Ribena. I guess wine, but it's just a jammy sweet one. Joined Microsoft in the 80s, a few years after Gabe joined. Yeah, I mean, 38 years would take it back to the 80s. So that's all good. I actually don't know what it is, Chronic. I was in a rush, I was running late, so I just picked up a bottle and poured some. But it tastes very sweet, so yeah, it'll be a jammy red roux or something similar. There was no time. I was unfashionably late. So yeah, Bluepoint went, that sucked. Microsoft got rid of popular executives, that sucked. Resident Evil comes out in a few days, that's good. Amin recommended me a mouse, the Logitech Super Strike 2, that's good. Got to give her the benefit of the doubt and see if she is the hatchet lady or not. That's one of those things though where... Like, it's not her fault if she is, because that comes from above. That directive is more senior, and she's obviously very senior in the company and can make decisions and things, but it's when targets are set for the division that mean they have to cut something. Like, I don't think Phil Spencer wanted to cut Tango. So if she comes along and is like, oh, I've had to cut 343 or something, like, not because she would have wanted to, is it? But... Who worked on Encarta? Oh, what? Phil Spencer did. He was an encyclopedia guy. Fancy. Get off of there. Right. What did you do with the bag of treats? Idiot. Brilliant. Oh, it's not even empty. It's not even empty. No, that's my thoughts, Replicant. I don't think we'll see any changes for a while. I doubt... So what do we reckon... of Seamus saying that she's there to shutter the brand, because I don't see why they would hire someone who's presumably like relatively a high flyer career character, career executive. If the directive is to kind of sunset the brand, that seems like a poison chalice that no one would want, but also quite an unnecessary appointment, because if you want to shut it, you want to shut it, and you just shut it. So I don't think that's what's happening. It will be interesting to see whether it is supposed to mark like a real change in direction and strategy, or whether it's just like numbers are short, get numbers back up, but same direction, they still want the same things kind of move. Tales from the Crypt, you know people care about Xbox, you're not one of them, you do not really care much about the business side of gaming, you find it boring. Yeah, I'm very much the same in terms of I don't care when companies release their fiscal results and stuff like that. I'd rather not talk about it or look. I don't care about their numbers whatsoever. The thing that makes it of some interest is that they just have a lot of studios that I like. Right? I don't care about the financials, but Blizzard have made a lot of games that I like. Bethesda have made a lot of games that I like. id have made a lot of games that I like. In Exile, Double Fine, all of these kind of teams. I just want them to be able to make stuff that's good. And I don't want... you can feel the influence of the corporation that owns the studio all the time, whether that be a push towards microtransactions or whatever, like historically. Whether it be an insistence on, like, battle passes or something, if it's an Epic Store game, you know, that kind of stuff you can feel. And I care in that capacity. But could give zero fucks whether Microsoft make more or less money than they're already making. So if it was on 10 million a year, so you think it'll be okay. Oh yeah, no sympathy for anyone that's that super rich or anything. It's like when you get like a sports player, Premier League footballer breaks their leg. I'm going back in time, right? I'm thinking specifically Djibril Cissé, because he had like a Liverpool striker that had shin bones made of chalk, and I remember when he broke it the second time, he was on the pitch, and it was like quite a horrific, like, break, fold, shin pad's gone, leg is broken, and people were like, oh no, it's so terrible, I feel so bad for him. Like, no, I'd swap with him in a second, break my shin and give me his salary. I'll take that deal, absolutely. And it's the same for these executives. Like, things didn't go their way, but they're doing all right in life. I'll swap. I will be responsible for the fall of Xbox to swap kind of financial situation with Phil Spencer. Absolutely, do it. Hit me. I'm ready. But no company is gonna die. Is gonna do the revenue. Might start looking sideways. Who wouldn't? Yeah. You blame Trevor Francis. How dare Nottingham Forest pay 1 million quid at the start of... Yeah, I mean, a lot went wrong with, but would make it less interesting, right? But... So... Yeah. I'm not going to have the cats in here for Dark Souls 3, by the way. It's too intense. They need to leave the room so they can concentrate for Dark Souls 3. But when I play the Japanese RPGs and things, a nice casual turn-based little relaxing therapy session, then they can come in and do whatever they want. It's fine. And I do want to play some of them, as well as many other things. Pissing weight. Okay. I mean, I wasn't actually going to ask for the questions until you said that, and now I can't think of anything else. Dark Souls 3, lovely. Yes, I will be playing that after this. And I ran out of time and didn't have my dinner, so I am going to end the stream. Oi, leave it alone. Okay. I'm going to end the stream soon, go and have some dinner, and then I'll come back and get on with Dark Souls 3. I can't remember what the bosses were called. I just got to a new one that I will hopefully kill fairly quickly, because it didn't seem all that difficult. People think that Peter Moore doesn't visit Microsoft. Is he still around doing stuff? Like, I know he's not dead, but is he still in the industry in some capacity? I don't know. I don't follow people that closely. What's for dinner? Just some kind of curry, but only a mild one that my kids will eat. So some kind of curry with sauces. All the sauces from the sauce shop. Dragon Man, no, he's already dead. The nameless one died on my last stream. I've moved on to whatever is next. And he was fine. He died, so everybody else will die. else? I don't know. Didn't he join the board of Liverpool? Yeah, he was there at some point. I don't know if he still is. I don't know. I don't follow football too closely. Condiments for curry. Yeah, Joe, if the curry's not hot enough, you've got like original hot sauce is a safe bet, but I quite often have the buffalo with a curry. Goes nicely. Obviously, if you go to like a really good curry place and you get a really good curry, then you don't need the condiments. But if it's just like a more mild curry, then yeah, fix it. Your shin is broken like Jibril Cisse, and I don't want to swap positions with you. You can keep it. If you're back, Isla, could you put the first of those questions up? We'll get to those. Then I'll get my dinner and then I'll play some games. It's only a short Q&Asa, but that's okay because I don't really talk. Why aren't they eating their treats? Wait, idiots. Put treats down for you. Yeah. Peter Moore called you poor. How rude. What a rude fella. Not wrong, but very rude. FCW has asked, am I picking up Resident Evil 9 when it drops? FTW, if I had that kind of money, I'd pick up Shinobi first. And that's no, like, disparaging remark for Resident Evil, but I haven't played Resident Evil 4 yet. Or 8. So 9 is not high on the list for me. Despite, like, much respect and adoration for the series. It's just not one that I've particularly focused on, So no, I won't be getting it straight away. You unsubscribed to Peter Moore. I didn't even know he's got a YouTube channel. This is crazy. Crazy things happening today. Isla, why did we get boy cats and not girl cat? Because boys are way better than girls. I don't know, because they're less trouble, right? To get more than one. I think it's harder to get 2 girl cats to get along than 2 boy cats to get along. I could be wrong, I'm not a cat whisperer, I'm not an expert, but generally these two like became best friends 2 days after being worst enemies, and now they're very chill. You may have seen them fighting on the tower, but that was friendly fighting. So, Katie was smarter than Dennis and Michael. Well, fair. These two are, you're gonna make a YouTube poop with me? Okay, fine, do it. I don't even know what that means, so. Family is too boy. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Yes, Wix, indeed. Next one, please. So, do throw in anything else that you need to talk about, by the way. But what do I think about Crimson Desert? You feel like it's the kind of game that's going to be a jack of all trades, master of none. I've not followed it as closely as some. I know Eradication in particular is all over Crimson Desert, and he's desperately looking forward to it, but it comes out on the same day as Death Stranding 2, which he's also desperately looking forward to. They've given some really impressive showings of the game, but the character's called like Dirk McDougal or something stupid like that, mate. And I'm not convinced that it's got any kind of captivating story going on, which isn't necessarily a problem. So I really enjoyed Dragon's Dogma 2. This game gets compared a lot to Dragon's Dogma 2 because it's supposed to be kind of open and chaotic in the same way that that one's shot for. It's visually impressive, the combats look good from what I've seen, but I don't know a lot about the systems that are in it. I don't know if it attempts to tell a story. It's kind of a wait and see for me. Like, I have no affinity with the studio that's making it. I never played Black Desert. Crimson Desert has a little bit of a weird development history, what with it originally being a pseudo-sequel, massively multiplayer online game like Black Desert. Might be brilliant. Might be master and done, like you say. I don't really know. You miss that smile? I don't smile. What have I done? I don't even know how to smile. Hey! I'm not naughty, but these bloody cats, if they've muted me right now, if they're playing sound effects on the stream, which is the other thing that could be happening with the button they're pressing. Hey, can you not? Can you have a delicious treat? Oh, doesn't that smell nice? Oh, doesn't that smell delicious? Oh, both of you want it. What's up? It's up there, you butts. Story is going to be woeful, yet sure, but gameplay will make up for it. What's in the world that makes it exciting though? Like Dragon's Dogma had obviously the dragons and things, and the griffin attacks, like stuff to make it worth exploring, and actually probably not quite enough of that stuff, because the griffin did get a little bit like tired after a while. So how much has Crimson Desert got in? What do you get for exploring and wandering? What is dynamic about its world? And I'm asking because they've probably talked about it in the trailers and stuff, and I just not watched them. Because realistically, I'm not really buying games at the moment. I'm playing things I've already got as much as I can. So trailers don't do me any favors. If I watch it and it turns out it looks really good, then I'm just gonna like yearn for it more, and it'll be sad times. But I don't want to have to get like a proper job. I want to carry on with my part-time work so I can do my game development, and that means cutting back on the number of games that I buy. Oh, little dick, what are you doing? Why here? This is the one. Oh, he's gone. So my two cats are very different. One of them always wants to cuddle. Like as soon as you sit down and come and jump on your lap, and always wants that kind of attention. And the other one very much only does things on his own terms. You cannot pick him up. He refuses. He'll come and sit with you, but only if he wants to. And that's the one that just climbed on my desk. So all I had to do was try and pick him up, and he's scarpered. He's gone. He says, "Not today, motherfucker," and he just leaves the room. Not a gaming shirt. That's where you're wrong, Yumi. That's where you're wrong. That's a bonus game. Identify the gaming shirt. What game is this shirt from? Cost me £2.50. That's a clue. It's not like a clue. The game has £2.50 and the game have no correlation, but maybe I'll explain the clue if anyone gets it. Ah, fuck's sake, Replicant, that was quick. Yeah, it is. She's apparently t-shirt that Ellie wears in The Last of Us. I wouldn't have identified it, but that's what the PlayStation Store said. So towards the tail end of last year, the PlayStation Gear Store for the UK and Europe closed. And they sold things hella cheap. So I've actually got 3 of this t-shirt because it cost £2.49. And I thought, yeah, why not? Same for a few of the other ones that I've got. I've got loads of PlayStation gear at the moment. I don't really play on the PlayStation very much. I tried to the other day. I might play Unicorn Overlord on the PlayStation. And like Wolverine come September. But you are a nerd to have been able to recognise that. And like, it's not something I would have identified at all. But I prefer my gaming t-shirts to be subtle if possible. I prefer it to having a big logo plastered across it, really. So the 3 Xboxes gather. You got 3 Xbox gathering t-shirts. Anyway, what was I talking about? I can't remember. Yeah, loads of PlayStation gear. It's dirt cheap. Works for me. Do we have a question up? Did you know? Boozy the Clown, did you know that cats only meow to humans to manipulate and control us? That's where you're wrong. See, one of mine hardly meows at all, and when he does, it is because he wants to manipulate and control us. But the other one makes weird yowling noises as he falls down the stairs, and that's not for our benefit. He's just a bit clumsy with his vocals. Otherwise, though, yeah, for our benefit to manipulate us, I can believe that for sure. Show you the cats, Yumi. Well, if I can get hold of them, they're busy right now. So, your swears at me. Yeah, I can believe that too. Next, please. Meow. That is not a thing I can do much with. You think Dave plays with a PlayStation more than a lot of PlayStation fans? Well, I was thinking about this because I was setting them up because my Xbox I still haven't got hold of because of the Rune Factory game, like I said earlier, and the PlayStation is here and the Switch is here. And I like the PlayStation as a console, but it's just not good for streaming. but streaming is such a niche thing that it doesn't count as like that detrimental to the console really. But just little little things like not being able to get the proper headphone audio to play out of HDMI at the same time as you're using it, just scuppers my streaming, makes it a pain in the ass. Other than that, like I like both the current consoles, so not one of these that thinks it's been a terrible generation by any stretch. I think they are actually good. So who the fuck is Taz from the Crypt? That's Joe. That's Hoddle Shark. One of the many accounts. You're buzzing around on Jetpack Cat, swiping enemies and running away. So much fun. Not heard of Jetpack Cat. Is this a Steam Next Fest thing or something else? Dave definitely games. It's nice to have gamers on your friends list. So Dave does doxed. You've not been doxed. Dave plays the same games across all of the platforms. He's a special kind of gamer who will get like Elden Ring on all 3 platforms. Just pick a Souls-like and play it everywhere, all at once. It's fair, you know. Got a few games you enjoy, then have at it, enjoy them. Oh, the Jetpack Cat. Yeah, no, I knew that Overwatch has a Jetpack Cat, actually. Hopefully the cat tree won't get wonky over time. It's already wonky. It does have ways to fix it to the walls and doors and things, so I might just have to do that at some point, but for now, it's kind of funny to have it wobble like it does. Yes, they did announce the Wolverine date, September 15th. I did see that. Like, I only have a base PlayStation 5 and not a Pro, so it's where I'll play it, and I'll have to figure out the streaming by that point in time. It's not impossible to hype out the sound, it's just more awkward than it should be. Set for September, just before GTA 6. What's the current GTA 6 date? Midnight in 2 days' time. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What's midnight in 2 days' time? Because I have midnight every day. At least once. Evening, Pete. How's it going? What have you been up to? You're playing Arc Raiders still. Arc Raiders has a weather update, which should appeal to me. There's hurricanes and storms, but I still can't be bothered to try and play it. Interesting that they didn't... No, they did, actually. They are a little bit sly, because this weekend is the marathon server slam, right? They've done slightly too early. If they were more vindictive and more competitive, then they would have done this as a weekend event to keep people off of marathon while it was free. In like the way that Blizzard used to do marketing, where if a rival MMO had something going on, then they would throw an event to make sure nobody paid any attention to anybody else. Really, that's what Ark should have done. I need to put rain in my game, I think. I don't know how yet. Like, I know how, but I don't know how to make it good. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Isn't there a wipe soon on Ark? They can't wipe stuff on Arc Raiders, can they? Once a game has been released for money, I don't think they should do character wipes. Unless it's like a stated part of the game and part of the meta. You don't listen to me, but Dave Mac, what are you doing? This show's like bad enough if you do listen to me, but surely worse if you don't. There's nothing else here. Okay, I think that's the end. I've run out of stuff to talk about, and I'm hungry, and I want to play Dark Souls. So, optional wiping. And we're still talking about Arc Raiders, right? You're a good lip reader, okay. But I mumble, so you can't possibly get anywhere with my... blah, 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 blah. Enjoy. That's sound advice. I'm going to do my best to enjoy some food. And that'll take 17 hours, and then I'll be back to play some Dark Souls 3. So, again, thanks everyone for coming and hanging out and having a little chat and telling me about your games and stuff. I And yeah, Dark Souls is soon, Discord is always, and I will see you then. Shh. What have they done? The end button's disappeared. No, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Here we go. Blech. Oh, bollocks, that's not it. Wait.